Hello, everyone. I am your host, Toya B. Juicy, and welcome to Blunt Feelings. On today's episode, we'll be discussing Virginia's newly enacted marijuana legislations and what that means for weed-smoking Virginians. History has been made in Virginia as Governor Ralph Northam signed the marijuana legislation bill, making Virginia the first southern state to do so. The legislation makes possession of up to an ounce of marijuana legal for people 21 and older. Adults caught with more than an ounce but less than a pound will face a $25 fine. And adults caught with more than a pound can be charged with a felony, punishable by jail time and much larger fines. So the intent of this legislation is to keep you from being in public with more than an ounce in your possession. And while sales of marijuana are considered illegal, the legislation permits gifting up to an ounce to any adult. This provision explicitly prohibits transactions that have become common in places like DC, where companies sell legal products at high prices that are delivered with what is described as a free gift of marijuana. Also illegal under the legislation, consuming marijuana in public or offering it to people in public as a gift or otherwise. First offenses are also punishable by a $25 fine. Second offense would add mandatory drug treatment, and a third offense would constitute a Class 4 misdemeanor. Possession on the grounds of a public K-12 school while it's open could constitute a Class 2 misdemeanor. So if you're thinking of having a smoking cipher at a public parking lot, then think again. Just like you can't drink in public areas, you can't smoke marijuana in public places either here in Virginia. Retail sales here in Virginia won't begin until 2024. So for the next 3 years, the only legal way to obtain the drug will be growing your own or getting it as a gift from someone else who does. These new legislations leave us with a lot of gray areas to explore. For example, in an effort to address the difficulty of pursuing driving under the influence charges, which unlike alcohol can be proven with a breathalyzer, the legislation also creates a presumption that a person has consumed marijuana if an open container is found in the passenger area of the vehicle. The legislation defines an open container as any vessel containing marijuana except the originally sealed manufacturer's container. However, with retail sales delayed here until 2024, what does that mean for people transporting a legal amount of marijuana in a Ziploc bag or other common containers? Too much of a gray area. I'd say don't have it in your car on the passenger side or cup holder or consoles. Put it in your trunk, and better yet, drive safely, obeying all the rules of the road so that you don't get pulled over in the first place. A person 21 years of age or older may cultivate up to 4 marijuana plants for personal use at their place of residence. However, at no point shall a household contain more than 4 plants here in Virginia. That's not true for everywhere else, so be sure to check your own state laws because on the subject of marijuana, they're not all the same. According to an article on mjbizdaily.com, Virginia election results throw future of state's recreational market into question. The electoral triumph by the Republican Party in Virginia has thrown into question the rollout of the state's recreational market expected to generate more than $1 billion in sales before 2030. Stakeholders were divided on what the victory for Republicans in Virginia will mean for the industry, which is supposed to launch in January 2024. The 2 bills approved this year authorizing the adult use market must be passed again next year by the full legislature in order to kickstart the regulatory and business licensing portion of the law. It is unclear what newly elect Governor Youngkin's position on the question is. His campaign did not articulate a marijuana policy. According to MJ Biz Factbook, VA's adult use sales will reach $400 million to $500 million in the program's first full year and $1.2 billion to $1.4 billion by its 5th year. Though portions of the law that legalize possession and consumption of marijuana for adults 21 and older have been in effect since July and can't easily be rolled back, the so-called reenactment clause for adult use businesses to get up and running is now uncertain.